you're welcome back to my channel. It's Bidex Ower here, and in today's video I'll be doing a kind of experiment. I have so many fresh flowers with me on my table, and we're going to be using 3 different techniques to dry different flowers, and we'll find out which of them give us the best result. The first method I'm going to be trying is using this silica gel. I actually ordered this from AliExpress. I've been using this for some time now with a very good result. And the second method that I'll be using is semolina. Can semolina actually serve as a dry agent to dry fresh flowers? We're going to find out in this experiment. And the last one I'll be using is this book. I have this old textbook in my library, and I'll be using that in this experiment. To begin, let's start with the first one. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to cut out the parts I don't really need from the flower with my scissors. And I'm going to be pouring some of the silica gel to the bottom part of the container. This is very important, just to make sure that all the down part is fully covered with silica gel. And once I'm satisfied with the arrangement of the flowers, I'll fill up the container with the remaining crystal until the flowers are completely covered. Then cover the container and leave it for like a week to dry. And for the semolina, I'm going to repeat the same process. But for this, I noticed that you may cover or leave it open. But personally, I noticed that when you leave the container open, it will reduce the stickiness of the semolina to the flowers. And after I'm done with that, I just leave it for about the same time too with the silica gel. And for the book, I'm going to open, then arrange my flower properly on one side of the page. When I'm done, I look for books like this. I place it on the top to press all the flowers down. I've been drying them for like a week now, using books, silica gel crystals, and semolina to dry different flowers. So I'm bringing them out now so that we'll see the result. I have to handle them with care because at this point they're so dry. Done a good job. It's really dry. It's just that the color has actually changed, which of course that's one thing you should know when you are drying flowers for a resin. The color will change from what they had before. The only thing I noticed with semolina is that it has a kind of moisture which makes it stick more to the flowers. Apart from that, it does a very good job in drying the flowers. So I think that's it for semolina. So let's move to, let's see, for silica gel. Has also dried very well. Now the only thing is that that's scatter. Though at this point they are dry very well, but I like the color more better than compared to what we have here. Look at it with Semolina and the Silica Gel crystals. I think I like this, giving out, maintain the color of the petals. And okay, you can look at this too. Very nice. It dries very well. Okay. Oops. And I also discovered this. You remember that nice flower? Look at it. And I think the problem is that I ought to open the petals so that the silica gel can actually penetrate to the down part. And look at it. This is bad already. This is bad already. Okay, so all of them. So I think a big lesson I'm learning from it is that if I'm going to use this to dry it, the best is allow the silica gel to go deep down, or probably remove the center petals so that the silica gel can actually go down. They are all bad, very bad. Okay, so I'm gonna trash them. Do we have any more? Okay, I think that's all. Let's go to the latches. This, wow, nice. So you can see it dried very well. I like the fact that they actually maintain the colors. Let's take a look at this with the one dry by the Semolina. Wow, I think this book has done a great job. Look at the difference. These maintain the color of the petal and very dry, very dry. Wow, you can look at this, dry perfectly, and the color remained the same, just the same. Wow, I think I like this. And look at this too. Let's compare it with this. Man, wow, look at the difference. See the difference. Well, I think they've all done well. Okay, and I like the fact that there's nothing, no particles, nothing, no dust to remove, no crystals to dust. The fact is just the way you plug it. Very dry. Okay, so I think I like them all. They did very well. These two, nice. And there was one much later that I would like to show you. Wow, man, the color has really changed from purple, deep purple, to this. Very dry, but the color has actually changed. The difference is so much. Wow. So nice. The only thing is that the color has actually changed. So I think for me, looking at the three on the table, I will say, well, I don't know what you're saying, but I think the book and the silica gel for me does a great job. The only thing I also notice is that this dries very well too. The only thing is that it leaves dust particles on it, which will take extra effort to remove completely. But for me, I think it's fine. When it comes to this, you can see the color of the petals. Of course, it will definitely change even with all of them. But looking at this to dry this flower, the book didn't do a great job at all. I lost all the purple color. So I think the general idea now is that use all these methods for the kind of flowers you have. Then the one that dries better, please stick to it. Because as for me, if I'm going to dry next time, I think I'll prefer this I prefer using book for this. Did a good job in drying it. Then, but if I'm trying to probably dry next time, this particular one, I think I'll go for Silica Gel to dry it because it did a very good job. Look at it, and it's so dry. So I think the three of them has done a very, very good job. Another thing I noticed is that if the petal of the flower is very thick, it takes longer time for it to dry than when it's just like this. Look at it. You know, when it's just like this. So it dry faster. Look at this too. The petal of this thing, these are not so thick at all. Preserve my colors so that I can actually use it in my resin. I don't want it to bleed when I put it in my resin, so I'm just going to actually spray them like 2-3 times, then allow them to dry. Then keep them properly in a place that will not absorb moisture. So I'm just going to use this. It has UV protection so that by the time I put it in my resin, it will not bleed. So I'm just going to use this and spray this like 2-3 times. Oops. So I think I'm just going to do it one by one. Just set this aside. Leave them to dry. Now that they are dry, so what I'm going to do next is to take transparent nylons like this and store them inside. Now just store them inside, seal them out, and keep them for future use. Now just seal them out like that and keep them. You can see them. So that's how I'm going to do to all of them. For me, I think this is a very good experiment. Let me know if you have any question in the video I'll make today and what you'll be doing to dry your flower. In any of the 3 we have done today, let me know which one you would prefer. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you in my next one. Bye.